Hello, beautiful people, wherever you are. Welcome back to the... Hey, Buddha. You are wondering, bro. No problem. You guys, we are back to the G Castle here, and it's one-on-one live. Much of the people have missed the castle here, and we are back to the village to make sure that we are democalizing, and everything gonna be running very clear and fantastic. It's just gonna be commencing this kind of the video one-on-one live, so as you can just check what is really happening before I could just leave this kind of the session. What's really updating, what's really coming, and how the things are just running out to the system right now here. So I can just check much of the people are just up there making sure that everything is put straight. We're gonna be measuring to that kind of the point and know what is really happening there. Let's get and start our video from here. Wow. What's up, man? Everything is good?
Yes.
So today you are a grinder?
Yeah.
How are you? Everything is fantastic. Guys, we are back. Much of the boys have democratized here to make sure that the job is going on like him. He is. What's your name, bro?
My name is Davy One.
Your name is Davy One. Hey, the light is lighting from that. Come this side here. Come this side here. And you say your name is?
Davy One.
Davy One. And everything is so fantastic.
Yes.
Exactly. So you are the one who is making sure that the grinder is grinding.
Yes.
Exactly. This is the first disc or the second one? The first one.
The first.
The first disc. Exactly. Gonna be having an extra there. Exactly. Continue your work. Continue. Here we have Fundi Duke. Wagwan. Hey. Full combat. Yeah. Hey. Wait. I hear some words from Fundi Duke here. How are you, Mr. Fundi Duke?
I'm good.
It has been a while. It has been a long time. And I can leave it so as you can just say something and tell people whatever you know and they want.
You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Back to the system. Somebody sing me. No one is singing me correctly. Yeah, too much lighting here. Exactly.
Let me take your outfit from far.
From far, man. Yeah, man. Conquer the Babylon. I'm from Nairobi.
Wow.
The G Castle has to continue. From the meta shoe here and everything so fantastic, Karifragistically coming out to you live, which is one-on-one. Much of the people we talk about, get to what is really today. Look like now I'm taking you up higher sections here, but we are back to the G Castle here and back to Mr. One-on-one live, and much of the things are just continuing to the G Castle to make sure that everything is measuring to the point. And here we are to make sure that Fundi Duke is democratizing here. Still, you have not yet finished. What's the problem, man?
The electricity was gonna go. Even the time you entered is when I was wearing my my overall. I was just relaxing outside there after getting the clothes. We were just relaxing. The electricity cornered.
Was cornering.
Since the lunch hours up to now it is
around 16, going to 17.
Yeah.
And so it's now democratizing. Exactly. We have some shenanigans of talk about electricity sometimes, and the work is good, man. Because I've been a while out and I just left much of the work to continue. There's no dull moment, there's no much of hesitation to talk about the work should stop here and there, but everything has to continue. Exactly. So the good fact is we have the standard gauge of which is the 16 gauge of steels here.
Yeah.
So they're meant for the deck upper section here, and already we have them here, and I think they are all. We purchased like a 28 1 by 1 by 16 gauge, and we have 1.5 by 1 16 gauge.
Yeah.
So I think we have everything here, guys. We are just waiting for a little bit of a moment so they can just go up. This is the real G. Now we are going to be changing much of the things coming to you live, which is one-on-one. Correct?
Yeah.
You are laughing. Why are you laughing, man? So your first time you checking me this way?
No, you are looking like a superstar.
Oh, superstar.
Yeah. I'm very happy for you, man. You are looking like a superstar.
Yeah.
You are. You are a superstar.
Everything is complete. Let's make it happen. Yeah. Exactly. Guys, we are fixing the windows here. Talk about the grills here. And as you can just check right now here, we are having it fixed here very properly for us to have much security retained here. So we are moving and we are making a progress which is more fantastic than just check it here. And also to the bedroom here. I think the bedroom also, it's fixed one of the windows here. And we have this kind of, not the bedroom, it's a closet area. We have fixed that kind of a window at the grill there to make sure that everything is just moving small. So we have another section to the top of the deck there that is continuing to have much of the vibe and much of the time for us to move on with. And the dogs, they're here making sure that the security is tight and everything is getting forward the way we're just always talking about. We have to get forward. So back to the deck. You see much of this kind of, we are making a progress. Right now we are putting this kind of the stance here to make sure that we are now having this kind of the stairs to be fixed with the rods that are going to be governing and giving much of the security and to this kind of the position. So as I'm just getting to the top here, as I can just check what is really happening, we are ongoing with the progress. Yeah, man. What's up? Everything. Now you're looking at me. How are you looking at me, man? Today?
You have killed the look.
Oh, the look.
Yeah.
Everything is carefragistically good.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So today you're called Pira.
Yeah.
So today's work, man. I see you here. Everything is so fantastic. Gonna be finishing up the work here?
Yeah, we're finishing the other side.
Oh, they're finishing the other side.
Yeah.
To make sure that everything is sealed.
Yeah.
So guys, we have decided to make sure that you can see this kind of the poles here. They're just put here to make sure that we are having a very strong area here that's gonna be put much of the roads that are gonna be passing through each and every talk about this kind of the stuffs here, so we can just have a very organized deck on top here, and we are just moving. And to the real absolute time is still we are ongoing with much of the progress and to the G Castle here, and there's no much of the dull moment we're going to be having here. So everything is very, very nice. Wow. Fundi, how are you?
I'm good.
Everything is fantastic?
Yeah.
I see the work is moving. Exactly. So we are making it happen, guys, and this is the movement that they're always having here to make sure that everything is getting forward. The dog is just looking at the skelter. It's just talking about, oh, am I going to step down or what's really heavy? So guys, this is the new way you have just checked that we're going to be coming out with today, and we're going to be moving forward very fantastic to make sure that this kind of the brick laying that we're just doing here, we're going to be having the other stuff like the way you just put the other stuff onto the top here. So we're going to be having this kind of an edge perforated at this kind of the area here to make sure that we're going to be putting some tiles, as this kind of the tiles will now be reflecting inside. We're going to be having what is called the lighting that's going to be governing and just bringing the deck, talk about the temporary deck color outside, and going to be the first impression rate, because this is an entrance to the G Castle, and we're going to be making it happen as the work is democratizing very fantastic and the work is moving. So I have Mr. Engineer.
Yep.
Do you mean that this kind of let me talk about this kind of the, how can we call them? These ones here. These ones here. Are they strong, or they're gonna be strong whenever they're gonna be dry?
Yeah, they're going to be strong.
They're gonna be strong.
After drying,
yeah, after drying.
Yeah.
Exactly. So guys, we are making things to have and to get forward, and this is the first impression and click impression rate that we are making here to make sure that everything is moving very fantastic and to this kind of the position. As I just left the village a little bit here, I found that everything is going on good, and there's no much of hesitation, because as I left, the work is going on. It's the same way I've just got the work is progressing as I arranged. So this is the fantastic moment I can just talk about. We are making a change. We are moving forward. We're going to be having much of the things to come to you, which is more fantastic here. So we're going to be checking to the other sections here that are giving us much of the time, because today we're going to be giving you a little bit of a moment here that we're going to be checking all around what's really happening and what's happening to the G Castle, because it's the first time I'm just landing here after a while, because always much of the people are talking about, oh, Gintu, give us much of the G Castle, how it's always going on. And yeah, oh, the dogs here, we're going to be feeding them. Kuja. Kimberly, how are you?
Fine.
Everything is good?
Yeah.
I see you. Hey, now. Don't cry. Don't cry. Hey, 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 hey. Hey. Wagwan, wagwan. We have some food here already. Yeah, we have some food here. Gonna be putting some food here for them. Chakula. Toka hapa karibu. Enda ucheze huko. Isikuume. Yeah. Thank you. So guys, they're gonna be getting some food there. And also guys, what is the good moment again? Back to the G Castle. Back to the fish pond. Why is the fish pond now looking green? Every time I was ever proposing and telling much of the people that give us a little bit of time, then I'll be giving you much of the response. And even we have not yet finished even a week as I just started to fertilize the ponds. But already water is as green as possible. This is what we call the green turbidity. Now the fish pond, let me show you guys today. Today I'm going to be showing you and you're going to be learning much of the things from here. Look at this. So the other water is as pure as the way the water is always, but the other subsection is covered with the green bloom. That green bloom is the algae concentration, and they're going to be sealing all the pathways here to make sure that it's covering the whole top section. When we're going to be bringing much of the small fries, talk about the fingerlings, to the fish pond, they're going to be starting to eat the algae concentration, which is a balanced diet. Talk about a balanced diet food, which is more facilitative here. And I should not promptly give out more of the fertilization of the pond, because it will lack and it will just look very systematically not going to be correct to the fish farming. Why am I saying so? It means that when we are having a high fertilization of the pond, we're going to be having a low oxygen concentration, and we're going to be having, because of the low oxygen concentration, it means that the phytoplanktons that are developing here, the zooplanktons that are developing into the pond, they're going to be making sure that they're consuming the oxygen that we are having here, and they're going to be diminishing the oxygen concentration to the pond. That's why we don't have to put much of the fertilization of the pond, so as we can just minimize the green bloom, which is the green turbidity, and to the pond, which will be regularly, and you can just insert your hand, because right now it's just developing to the first coat, which is the top coat cover, but it's going to be going to the deeper. Even if you want to be placing or misplacing the water, it will be greener from the top to the downer level. That is water and where we are moving to. So as we just take a little bit of a look, and even the second fish pond here, it's looking the same. It's looking the same. So this kind of the small animals you are just checking on top here, they're going to be coming to feed on the algae also. And those kind of the animals, whenever they're going to be coming to feed on the algae, they're going to be fed, and they're going to be the food to the fish. They're going to be food to the catfish, and they're going to be making sure that they're supplementing much of the essential I thought about the children moving here. It's going to be essential feeds to this kind of the fish pond here, so they can just have much of the things getting on clearly going forward. That is the fantastic moment that we are looking for. So about the maize, I told much of the people that, oh, wait for a little bit of a moment. You're going to be checking into having a very characteristically good maize coming out from this section. Already the maize is moving. You can now check. So it's a little bit over less than a month. And right now we are having maize growing and very healthy. You can just check. Very healthy maize, and this is due to the use of this kind of the first talk about the animal cow dung here that we're placing in a compost pit, and you're going to be dissolving for a year. From one session to another session, we're going to be having it clearly going good. But right now we're having too much of rain. What I mean, this is too much of rain. It's going to be causing something called leaching of this kind of the manure. So for it to dry up and decompose decompose completely, we're going to be taking a long time before it could just decompose itself. But if you want it to decompose as a catalyst, you can use something called ash. The ash that you can just make sure that you can bring some dried leaves, place them here, lit it fire, let that kind of an ash, it's gonna be acting like we can call it a catalyst, or some people they can just call it something that will make sure that it's catalyzing everything into this kind of the position. That is the best moment that we are looking for, and making sure that the manure is coming out as clean as possible. This is how you can now see the maize, it's developing and becoming so fantastic from this kind of the site. So I'm just turning around so you can just go back to the G Castle. So everything gonna be measured, and we are just checking from one point to another, and we're gonna be getting the real viable time that we are looking for. So onto this kind of the position again, we have the same maize, so they're of the same height, and they're as green as possible now. So we have not yet put here anything, but we're going to be facilitating and talk about top dressing them a little bit, so they can just have a bigger and bigger yields that are coming out. So by now they're just a bigger one, and I told Mayani one time that wait for a little bit of a moment, because we're going to be having this kind of the maize getting out and sprouting very quickly, and we're going to be having so big maize here, and if you don't we're going to be reaching to a position and making sure that even they're going to be bypassing, or going to be harvesting this kind of the maize before even you could just harvest much of the maize. Back to the brick foundation here. And to this kind of the bricks here, guys, we are having a little bit of a problem because of too much rain that's raining to this kind of the area, and it's now causing much of not drying much of this kind of the bricks here. That's why they're just always enclosed, to make sure that we are not lacking that kind of a way of us to get forward, because if you don't provide this kind of the cottage, it will just bring much of the shenanigans of the drying of this kind of the bricks onto this kind of the facility. That's why we always have this kind of the moment for us to get forward and make it happen. So much of them we have already stored them here to make sure that everything is good. They have just formulated here a little bit barrier to make sure that there's no much of talk about the splash of the rainwater that's going to be raining and splashing back to this kind of the bricking system that's just getting on. So they're always working twice. Talk about Gashagwa and the other guy called Faida. They're working twice because they're just working for Mogesi a little bit, and they're working for me. So since they just formulated this kind of the bricks, they have not yet taken them out of this kind of the field because of the too much rain that's raining every day. Even right now, we are just having a couple of some minutes so as it can just start raining. So that's why we are ever conscious to make sure that everything is so fantastic. And this kind of the bricks, guys, we had much of the knowledge for us to store them here, and they're now getting to the work, because right now they're just using this kind of the bricks to make sure that onto the deck they're facilitating and providing a very enclosed area that whenever you can just have to make sure that the water that's going to be onto the deck, they're going to be getting a way to drain themselves out of the deck on top of the G Castle. So everything is just moving straightforward. We have much of the kales here. Already we are going with the system of the rain to make sure that whenever the rain is going to be stopped, we're going to be having much of the greens here. And everything is stored very equitably, waiting for its session or waiting for its moment to reach, so as we can just get forward and forever and forever. So when we go back to this kind of the area, we're going to be talking about it has been a long way and a long time as a little bit the update is going to be not coming out. But what I urge much of the people is humility. Sometimes it pays sometimes, to make sure that you should be human and patient, so as you can make sure that the other things are just moving forward very fantastic. This kind of the water, guys, I'm just giving it a little bit of a time, and whenever could just, because it's going to be a very a bigger hole that going to be provided here for us to get forward, to mean that we're going to be having underground water. So what I want to make sure is I want to have a little bit of money that will be enough to dig it down, and also to start the foundation with an immediate effect, so they can just store much of the water whenever things are just coming out. And we are running with time, because when this kind of the work, which is plumbing, going to be taking over the game onto the G Castle. It means that we're going to be democalizing to do every kind of the piping. Talk about the water piping, talk about the toilet piping, talk about the bathroom piping, talk about the kitchen piping. Every kind of the piping going to be done. Talk about the plumbing going to be done to make sure that everything is covered. Very, very fantastic here. So that is the movement of that's going to be going on with to make sure that everything is running to its brim point here. So I just get to the G Castle here because it's already very swept to make sure that we are getting to much of the points that are going to be coming out every time and every time. And the real fact is they are just making sure they're just grinding this kind of they talk about the grills here and making sure that are going to be applied with the paint, which is tomorrow, and they're hurrying it up to make sure that the work is getting forward very fast as possible for us to have that kind of a time, so as we can just move very fast, because the top mason is waiting for them to finish and they be painted, so as we can just make sure that we are moving to another section of the plumbing next week. And the top mason also is just making sure that everything is just getting forward as represented here. So the talk about the square tubes I was talking about is thank you very much everyone has been helping Gintu to make sure that everything is just getting forward, because this kind of the 1 by 1 here, we purchased like 28 of them, and also we have 1.5, which is 1.5 by 1. We purchased like 6 that they'll just make sure that they are just put on top of the metal rails that are going to be passing through and facilitating much of the good movement of the G Castle to get forward. So the next impact of the thing that are going to be coming is after finishing the windows and be painted here, we're going to be making sure that we are fixing all the section. And now the G Castle going to be very secure and promptly very, very much secure. And after that, we're going to be making sure that we are coming back to the plumbing. After plumbing, before the top mason can just leave the session, we're going to be preparing here a small aquarium that we're going to be facilitating to have an eye impression that will bring us to allurement of making sure that we're going to be having ornamental fish going to be stocked here, and we're going to be having a good moment for us to get forward. That is the fantastic moment that we are looking for, and making sure that everything is covered with an immediate effect. So this is the much of the things that are coming out every time, and I just left much of the G Castle here, and I went for much of the work to do in Nairobi a little bit, and I finished much of the work that I went to do, and I'm back to the village again, and making sure that there's not much of a station. I'm gonna be going to check on one of the boys. Talk about we have Mayani, and also we have Mugesi a little bit, so I can just check on them, because I promised that whenever I'm gonna be landing here, I'm gonna be going to check on them and to see what's really happening and how the things are just happening right today and how the movement is going. I want to make sure that I'm going to check on now 2-3 things here, because we're always friends, and much of the people are also talking about, oh, Gintu A, Gintu B, Gintu C, but we have to come closer, because each other, we know each other, we share each other, and it's just much of other people are just coming out talk about, oh, Gintu, much of the people they're just wondering, oh, Gintu, you are always talking with Mogesi, but why not making much of the videos here? We are talking about, right now, everybody's busy. I can assure you that. Everybody right now is very busy, and we are looking forward, everybody, because he's constructing, I'm constructing. We are having much of the works to continue, and sometimes I'm very, very busy for us, but whenever it gets to Nini, Nini. Oh, how are you? Hi. You are fine? So you are playing. What's your name? Becky. What's your name? Becky. No, not you. What's your name? Becky. Becky? Wow. So we have so many children who are just coming at my home here to play, cherish. Anakuja. So we are having much of the children. They like me because whenever I'm just onto the village. Guys, what I always promise much of the people is when Gintu is onto the village, everything is promptly good. Everything is working properly. Everything is going the way they want. Because when I'm there, we talk about, sometimes, you know, you cannot talk about, oh, I have left much of the money so they can just get the meals here, get whatever essential thing that they need. But what is good is that whenever your face is recognizable, even a person can just feel safe that, oh, Gintu is available. Look at even the dogs here. They are feeling safe whenever I'm available. Why am I saying so? It means that we are having that kind of a prompt time that when Gintu is available or your face is available, people feel that they are safe, people feel that they are welcomed because they understand. I'm not a person who is just talking about, oh, you know, I can just have shenanigans with my people who are just working for me. Have you ever seen anybody coming out of the G Castle complaining that, oh, I've not been paid? You ever see them every time they are ones who are coming? Because even them, for them to have a transfer, it's going to be a little bit of a problem. They're going to be talking about, no, I don't want to go there. I want to be with you whenever you are going to Gintu. Why is it happening that way? Because I handle them the way I know that this is the good way, that even me, whenever I could be in such position, I could be handled. That is the best moment that I'm always looking forward and prompting to make it happen. Because much of the people, they think about, oh, we have moved. Even me, I came from the same route. Even me, I understand those kind of the roots, how they are. Those kind of the position they are right now. I understand them. That is the best moment. And when we are getting forward, guys, I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. We're going to be getting a very big session that we're going to be dispatching much of the clothing. What I went to Nairobi to do, it's now democratizing. And much of the people will ever see what Gintu went to Nairobi, what did I go to do, how did I make it, and how the things are just promptly getting forward. Because I have so many bales of the clothing, and much of the people will tomorrow re-enjoy, enjoy again, to make sure that the clothing are coming out very decisive, very compassionate, and very good. Much of the clothing that much of the people will be sharing. Talk about shoes, talk about socks, talk about shorts, talk about trousers. Some of the people call them pants. Talk about not pants, not panties. Pants, yeah, you understand it. And much of the people talk about, I don't know much of the clothing of the ladies. Shirts, talk about sweaters, jackets, they're available. Talk about even the hats, they're available. Much of the people will ever enjoy. Tomorrow is the day for the village. Not only Gintu's village, but many people as possible. They will be told, they will come, they'll enjoy, because it's now the school have been closed. Maybe Gintu is going back to the charity. Woo! Everybody just ever enjoy that kind of the session, and people talk about, oh, Gintu, let's go back. Let's go back. But that is the best moment we're going to be looking for, and making sure that this is how we manhandle, we cutter, we cheer, we make it happen, because we're going to be making it. As far as we get much of the support, guys, I don't let anyone down, because you understand, whatever you tell that Gintu, I want you to do this one here, you're going to be checking on it one-on-one and being dispatched. Thank you very much for our Auntie Layla, coming from the UK. He has supplied us with much of the clothing from the UK one-on-one. And we're going to be making sure that we are sharing much of the, talk about those kind of the clothing with much of the vulnerable students here, mothers. Everybody is compensatable, and much of the things are still coming, because this is just the beginning. Much of the things are still coming to make sure that we are moving forward always. Woo! We're gonna be having some music here a little bit, so as we can just have a rap and re-enjoy. Woo, 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 woo.
Brand new paint, fresh tiled floor, but
Woo!
we stepped in.
This is the best moment, guys, and we're gonna be making sure that everything is so fantastic here.
And somehow the goat made it to the guest room too. Curtains swaying like they dancing to beat. Cousins everywhere, no one has a seat.
Yeah, man.
New fridge stocked, but already a war.
Woo!
Who finished the soda and left the door ajar. Shenanigans in the living room light.
Yeah, man.
Hullabaloo echoing into the night. Shagala bagala from the roof to below. This house ain't normal, it's an I'm bro, yo. after drama, someone did a somersault. Welcome to Jintu's home, now you know it's not just a house, it's pure imbroglio. Always full of shoes and one sleeping cousin. Balconies packed with drama by the dozen. Brand new tiles now covered in rice. And someone's proposing, no advice. There's an uncle who's fixing a bulb mid-toast. And the DJ lost the plot, but he's still the host. New house, new chaos with that family glow. Where even the windows say brace for the show. Oh yes, they begin.
Hey.
You can feel it within. Shagala bagala, loud and proud. Embroil dancing in every crowd. This ain't no villa for quiet repose. It's a castle of commotion, anything goes. Jintu's new place, it's got that glow, but it's the madness that makes it home. You know, brand new doors, but old school noise. Joy exploding like kids with toys.
Woo.
Bless this house with jokes and flow. Let it forever be the great embroil.
Woo.
So here's to the chaos, to laughter and love, to prayers whispered and noise from above. Jintu's new house, may it always grow.
We'll always grow, make it happen.
In memories, moments, and sweet imbroglio.
Woo! Wow, 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 wow. Wow, 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 wow. Guys, we are having a better and a very organized moment here because the song is entitled and talking about the G Castle. We are moving. Thank you very much to everyone who has been supporting and making sure that Gintu is getting forward. What I can just inform much of the people is tomorrow I'm going to be dispatching much of the clothing. Talk about the second-hand clothing to the vulnerables, to the children, to the minors, and also to everyone who is in need of them. Going to be getting tomorrow either a long trouser, whatever you just get. We have a bulk of them, and we're going to be making sure that equitability it's enhanced. But we have much of the ladies' clothing there. Much of the things going to be representative. If guys are going to be coming to humble hands right now that if you wish to support us with pads, support Gintu with pads for tomorrow's session. A carton is costing at I think it's $12 US, because I can just check here from the exchange rate, which is 1,600 Kenya shillings divided by 125, which is 12.8 US dollars that gonna be coming very fantastic to us. And I can just purchase even if it's one a box. Talk about a box, a carton. A carton has 24 packs, and each pack has 6 talk about 6 of the small stuffs that are enlaced there. Talk about the sanitary of them. So you can support Gintu and we make it happen. Because if tomorrow gonna be a bigger day, bigger than ever, because we're gonna be making sure that tomorrow we are democratizing, we are making wonders of the ever wonders. And guys, you can support Gintu via my talk about. You can just chat with me in WhatsApp, or you can just call me direct and you can just speak. It's a +254 70049 0047. I can repeat, +2547 0049 0047. 24/7. And we can just make sure that much of the things are just democratizing, so as we can just have a better and a well-organized session of tomorrow, because tomorrow gonna be another day. Have you ever seen the real G now? This is the real G of the village. I told you that I don't sleep. I'm not like the others talking about, oh, this gonna be coming, I share them with my own people, then we just take others to the selling. No, I give to the people intended. I give to the people I'm proposed that again to. I just trust you. Make sure that you can just take this kind of the things to your village, to your people who are just unto the village. That is what I'm always doing, and that is what I'm always cherishing to talk about. Thank you very much, Auntie Leila from the UK. She has trusted Gintu, and much of the people who trust Gintu, they send me much of the things to give out to the vulnerables, to our aged people, to the girl child, supporting the families, supporting every kind of a thing that I come out to the platform. Guys, support me in this, and we're going to be making it happen. 12 US dollars each for one carton. And we can just need 5 of them, which gonna be costing around 60. Am I? 12.8 times 5, 64 US dollars. And you can just have 5 cartons of this kind of the sanitary needs, and we can give out to the ladies. Right now they have closed out the schools. We don't know what they are passing outside there. You saw when I went to the dump site of talk about the Dandora dump site in Nairobi, we had so many people there working there, children, ladies, talk about school dropouts. Everybody is entitled there, and that is the best moment I can talk about. We have the best moment before they could just open the school or reopen the school on 28th of this month. They're going to be reopening up the school and going back for the learning session. That is the point that I talk about. We're going to be having a good and a cherishable moment that we're going to be making and getting them a better attention. And that's why I talk about, thank you very much. Even I went to Nairobi. Thank you very much, God. He gave me much of the pleasure, and I'm back to the roots, back to the street, back to my people, back to much of them. People are just not having much of the mood. We are back to the moods. Whoa, we're gonna be making it happen, guys. I respect much of the people talk about now going to remove the, yeah. You check on me. We're gonna be making it happening, and that is the best moment that we are looking forward for. And let us make it happen. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Gintu here, back again. Support, we support the villages. The end. Just continuing here. Update them, and I'm coming.
Yeah, I've been here since yesterday. I know the other day around, it was on Monday. Monday I didn't work because I went to bring these metals from Migori. So Gintu has been away. He went to Nairobi. And here my bag is full of clothes. Yeah, you can see my bag here, full. He came with clothes. He has given us clothes. I got here I have a glove. Let me wear it. Yeah, now my hand has a glove, but the problem is that it only came one side. I don't know if the other side is on another bag. I haven't looked for that on another bag, but I look for it. But now you can see I have a glove here. I'm only left with the mask and the safety boots. Yeah, you can see my safety boots here, which I have, are very big than my legs. Yeah. They are here, very big, number 13, and my leg here is number 9, so they are very heavy.
Yeah. To get into via my talk about, you can just chat with me in WhatsApp, or you can just call me direct and you can just speak. It's a +254 70049 0047. I can repeat. +2547 0049 0047. 24/7. And we can just make sure that much of the things are just democratizing, so as we can just have a better and a well-organized session of tomorrow, because tomorrow gonna be another day. Have you ever seen the real G now? This is the real G of the village. I told you that I don't sleep. I'm not like the others talking about, oh, this gonna be coming, I share them with my own people, then we just take others to the selling. No, I give to the people intended. I give to the people I'm proposed that again to. I just trust you. Make sure that you can just take this kind of the things to your village, to your people who are just unto the village. That is what I'm always doing, and that is what I'm always cherishing to talk about. Thank you very much, Auntie Leila from the UK. She has trusted Gintu, and much of the people who trust Gintu, they send me much of the things to give out to the vulnerables, to our aged people, to the girl child, supporting the families, supporting every kind of a thing that I come out to the platform. Guys, support me in this, and we're going to be making it happen. 12 US dollars each for one carton. And we can just need 5 of them, which going to be costing around 60. Am I? 12.8 times 5. 64 US dollars. And you can just have 5 cartons of this kind of the sanitary needs, and we can give out to the ladies. Right now they have closed out the schools. We don't know what they are passing outside there. You saw when I went to the dump site of talk about the Dandora dump site in Nairobi, we had so many people there working there, children, ladies, talk about school dropouts. Everybody is entitled there, and that is the best moment I can talk about. We have the best moment before they could just open the school or reopen the school on 28th of this month. They're going to be reopening up the school and going back for the learning session. That is the point that I talk about. We're going to be having a good and a cherishable moment that we're going to be making and getting them a better attention. And that's why I talk about, thank you very much. Even I went to Nairobi. Thank you very much, God. He gave me much of the pleasure, and I'm back to the roots, back to the street, back to my people, back to much of them. People are just not having much of the mood. We are back to the moods. Whoa, we're gonna be making it happen, guys. I respect much of the people talk about now going to remove the, yeah. You check on me. We're gonna be making it happening, and that is the best moment that we are looking forward for. And let us make it happen. Keep it tuned, keep it locked. Gintu here, back again. Support, we support the villages. The end.